Good morning, and thanks for joining another Chapel Chat. I'm Pastor Kevin Little, and this is the chapel at Rantoul First United Methodist Church. We started our Bible study on the book of Mark this week, and so I figured we'd take a look at one of the pericopes in chapter 2. In the beginning of the chapter, Jesus is at home, and the house is full of people that have come to speak with him. 4 guys bring their paralyzed friend to Jesus for healing, but they can't get through the crowd. So rather than wait for a different time or make an appointment or any number of logical thoughts like that, they tear the roof off the house and lower the paralyzed man in for Jesus to heal him. So I want to take a closer look at this. First, and I didn't pick up on this earlier, this location is where Jesus is living. The passage says that Jesus was at home. We know from the next chapter that Jesus' mother, brothers, and sisters were in Capernaum at the time as well. This made me take a look at what the commentaries say about this, and it is possible that Jesus actually owned a home in Capernaum, or at least was staying at Peter's. But it's also then possible that Jesus' family stayed there with him as well. So Jesus is either at his own home or Peter's home, where Jesus would stay when they were in Capernaum. And all of a sudden, with Jesus in mid-conversation, the roof starts getting pulled off of the house. Can you imagine that? You're just sitting at home or hanging out with a friend, and here you are in the middle of a conversation, and boom, out of nowhere, someone starts tearing the roof off of the house so that they can get in. First off, I'm pretty sure I'd shoot someone before that got too far. It just wouldn't happen in our society today. But what if it did? What would it take for us to tear the roof off of a place to get access to someone, and why isn't that Jesus? First, let's think about the things that we see society going crazy for. My mom mentioned the Beatles first coming to the U.S. I personally thought about the Cabbage Patch Kid craze in the 80s. Joni mentioned an NSYNC concert. But none of those things are for access to Jesus, are they? Is that because everyone who wants access to Jesus has access, so there's no need to tear anything up? Or is it because we've done a terrible job of marketing Jesus in modern times? We've built giant, imposing churches in almost every town, but people aren't banging the doors down to learn what we know. They aren't tearing the roof off to get to Jesus, and it's not because we have giant buildings that can hold hundreds of people. It's because we haven't done a good job of convincing people that they need Jesus. We've shut ourselves in, relying on our past deeds to keep people coming to us. Jesus was doing new things, and people were desperate to get to him. The Beatles were new, and people were infatuated with them and frantic enough to chase after them. Cabbage Patch Kids were the big toy that year, and people were fighting each other to get one. Is Jesus old news? Or have we stopped stressing how important he is to our own lives? Are we living in such a way that people look at us and want what we have? Are we inspiring people to learn how to be like us as we try our best to be like Jesus? That's what church is. It's a place where we touch lives because our lives were touched. It's not a giant, imposing fortress of a building that looks like it's built to keep the zombie hordes at bay. It's a place of welcome and refuge for all who need Jesus. And in case you haven't been paying attention, we all need Jesus. It's our responsibility as Christians to inspire everyone around us to chase Jesus down the street when he goes shopping. We probably shouldn't inspire people to punch each other over him. That's been bad for us historically. But each and every one of us is called to be bringing people to Jesus. And if you don't know someone who needs Jesus, you need to make new friends. Jesus didn't just hang out with the people that were religious. He hung out with the people who needed him most. And at one point in time, that was us. Thanks for joining me for another Chapel Chat. Have a great week.